Has anything terrible ever happened to you?
What do you want me to say?
You wanted this conversation. You wanted to talk about something that matters. Talk.
I would like to think that I'm in the shot, but I don't know. My name is LavaeReed. I'm an artist and currently trying to work on this piece. I'm not gonna be able to finish this in one day, in one session. So I'm gonna just work on this for a few hours and just see how far I can get with it. I'm trying to get this left section completed. Yeah, I automatically knew that this was gonna be some shit when I thought of the concept. One thing I really noticed is that I don't really draw white people all too much. And so, trying to get the hair texture of this white man in the corner might be a little different. I want to say it's more of a grayish blonde. That's what I'm going for, at least. And then it's probably going to get lighter towards the front. That's what I'm at least trying to accomplish. I want to do the whole thing in charcoal and pastels, but I don't really know. There's a few parts of this I haven't really actually mapped out or figured out how I'm gonna play it. Not just yet. So with this white man, you guys can't really see it too well, at least from this angle. Excuse me. He has on blackface. That's what he has. But this is a crazier version. This is more of a surrealistic piece. So it's not going to be some face paint or whatever. It's actually going to be a cutout of a black man's face that is sewn onto him. That's more or less what I'm trying to go for. I wanted to keep him in the corner, kind of not really the center of the piece. As to say, this is perhaps not the part that I really focus on. I'm gonna get some white in here just to kind of smooth it out. So after that, I should probably go in with some black, and then I'll just use some regular charcoal. That way it'll be a little easier to blend out. Because I really don't know what's going on with this hair. Truly. Alright, let's come in with the black again. Lately I've been feeling kind of weird. I'm not really feeling like myself. There's a lot going on in our country right now, or in truth there has been a lot going on for quite a while, for such a long time. And it's kind of making me, I don't know, reflect, because everything that's going on in the country is kind of hard to ignore, and I don't think it really is something that we should ignore, but it makes you think about like where this country is actually headed, and the way that we continue to treat other people, the way the cost of living has gone up. It makes me think that like I'm not really as responsible as I should be. Because like, you know, if I really think about it, what happens if the worst comes to worst? You know, what if it's like, you know, the end of the world and all of a sudden we can't get any food from the grocery stores? Because I know people going through the storm or whatever, they really cleaned the places out. Or like even like during COVID and everything, when that was going on, we was really cleaning the places out. So it's stuff like that, like when something happens at a moment's notice, everybody just seems to go into panic mode. And that's a scary thought, because it's just like, it shows that none of us are really prepared. I don't know what the fuck is going on with this hair. Oh my gosh. It's so much easier to draw hair from black people. I might just have to come back to that. It's better not to do anything more to it, because after a certain point you can only add so many layers to it. Alright, we'll come back to that. We understand that there's hair there. But as I was saying, it goes to show that none of us are really prepared for the worst. Like, you know, at some point it really is going to be like we're just lambs heading into the slaughter, you know. So it makes me reflect on what I should be doing, or what things I could be doing in case, like, you know, something crazy really does happen. And it could be something as simple as, like, you know, just small things. Like, you know, just stocking up on foods and non-perishables and stuff like that. Stacking up on water, so like, you know, in case something happens, you have like months worth of supplies ready. Or just even having like an extra generator, or having like one of those, it's like non-electric stoves. What is it called? Like a wood oven stove, something like that. It's like, you know, all these little things that are necessities, really. I just don't tend to, I never actually thought about some shit like that. I was at work last week, and I was talking to I guess a coworker of mine, and then he was saying that he wants to move to Alaska. And I was like, Alaska? Why would you want to move there, into Alaska? And he says that, you know, he wants to stay in the country, but he wants to be somewhere that's away from you know, pretty much everyone. So I was like, I get it, because, you know, it's a scary time. And what he looked and said to me, he was like, yeah, you know it's a scary time, and you know some shit is about to go down when they start killing white people. And, you know, he's not wrong, because like, sure, we have our protests, and, you know, we start our movements and trying to make a change when, you know, they start killing blacks and Hispanics. But I don't know, I feel like it is kind of different. Like something has shifted now that they started killing white people for these causes. So like the whole situation with ICE, it's scary, it's horrific. Killing all of these innocent people. Saying that they just should have complied. So like, who knows what's gonna go down next. Or it could be like same as always, where we protest for a couple months, for a little while, and then after a while it just stops being a trending conversation. I don't know. Truly. All I know is I need to be better. Because, if I find myself in a situation where I don't have any food, I don't have any resources, I can't protect myself, I can't protect the people that I love and care for, then what it ultimately comes down to is that I'm waiting for somebody else to do the things that I should have done. And that's horrible. I don't know. I think I'm rambling too much. I don't think I can afford to just put this off any longer. There are things that I have to do, things I must accomplish, art pieces that I have to make. And I can't afford to just put that off any longer. I have to push myself beyond all of my limits. This is something I've talked about for quite a while. I even talked about it with like friends and family. I'm like, the point that I'm trying to get to and how hard I need to like work and push myself to accomplish something so great that it obliterates all of my failures. I feel like the point I'm trying to get to may very well be the thing that ends up killing me. Like I end up working myself to death. That's something I can see, something I can recognize. And it's also something I'm willing to accept. I need to sharpen this pencil too. I just want to make art and do it till it kills me, Because this is much more than a job. It's much more than a hobby. This is my life, This is everything for real. I feel as though in order for me to become the artist, become the person that I know I can be, or more so that I'm destined to be, is that I have to kind of be indifferent towards everything else. That I have to be obsessed over what I'm doing or what I'm trying to accomplish. This goal of mine. I made a lot of progress, but not as much as I actually wanted. Because I plan on just working on this piece for like maybe 3 to 4 hours, right? And that's what I've done, but kind of thought I'd be a lot farther than this, but I know you can't rush perfection. Not to say that, the work that I make is perfect, but it's something that I'm working on from start to finish, and I know as I'm going through the process, it's not something I should necessarily rush. It's something I should take my time on. I should be mindful of every pencil stroke, of every detail, and not miss a beat. So even though I didn't get like as far as I wanted, it's not something I should stress over. I should be patient with myself. I think in general I like to try to live my life on a day-to-day basis, because as God has blessed me with one day, I will not stress myself by thinking about tomorrow, or I won't even stress about thinking about yesterday to a certain extent. I try to just, do everything I can in this one day that God has blessed me with. Oftentimes I say I'll drop the ball on that. I'm working to do better. Now, when I said that I don't think about the past or the day before to a certain extent, I just mean that I think about what I accomplished yesterday, and I want to try to make sure that I do better than I did the day before. So maybe I procrastinated a little too much and I only got a certain section of the piece done, rather than if I knew if I stayed on task and I focused, then I'd probably be a lot further. So knowing that that's what I did yesterday, the plan for today is just to do better than the day before. So I'll focus on staying on task more, or I'll focus on picking up the slack from yesterday. And then what I need to do is just keep going and work, keep moving my hands until I can find a place for God. So until I can find a place, a point in time where I am exhausted and it's the end of the day and I'm like, okay, this is all. I gave 100%. Now it's time for me to pray and thank God for the day that He has given me. And that has to be an everyday thing, or it's just going to be more so of a process. You know what I mean? I'll strive to be better than the day before. That's all I can do. Just work until I can't no more. Because in truth, that's all I really can do. I'm still not finished with the face. And obviously I still have to go back to the hair at some point. But what I'm going to do is just kind of give it a little bit more gore by drawing blood around the edges of the mask that he's wearing. Then maybe even coming out of the eye and the nose and basically just the holes of the face. I think that'll kind of complete the look that I'm going for. I think the thing that makes an artist great is their freedom. And I mean that wholeheartedly. So there's kind of a saying that goes around in the art space that says, you learn the laws of art so that you can break them. And I think that is exactly the path that I need to, take, or that advice that I need to kind of jump on in order to perfect what I'm trying to do here. So I'll learn the techniques of the old masters. I'll learn whatever I can to better myself in order to climb higher mountains. But then I will take what I learned and I'll break them in order to have, freedom to create whatever I want. I acquired the knowledge and the skill sets that I need in order to illustrate my vision. And sometimes I think about, I feel like, you know, I make it to be like some sort of big time artist or whatever. Now I'm in a gallery, showcasing my work, talking with a bunch of people, right? And then there's people who are angry with me and the work that I make. They come in and they start trying to throw like paint and shit all over it, just trying to ruin the piece. Then I end up having to like hire bodyguards. But like usually when I showcase my work, I try to have it in framed with glass, so that, you know, nothing like that will happen. I got to take precautions now, get prepared, prepare myself for, like, you know, the worst to come. You feel me? Now that's why I'm gonna, because a lot of my work doesn't sit right with a lot of people. I don't know if it's gonna happen here on YouTube when I post this video, but on Facebook, man, sometimes they love my work and sometimes, ooh, motherfuckers be on my ass. It is kind of crazy. There were people over here telling me, it was like, I guess they didn't actually see that I made the art, but I posted it in one of these Facebook groups, and somebody was saying something along the lines of, whoever made this piece is racist, homophobic. What did they say? They said it was racist, homophobic, can't read, and is afraid of women. I was like, oh, the audacity. I was like, you got lucky with that one, motherfucker. I'm not racist, homophobic, and I can assure you I can read. But how did you know I was afraid of women? Like, you got lucky on that one, pal. Being the artist that I am is kind of hard, not gonna lie though. Because I came to the realization, I mean, I guess I don't really know for sure, but like, I started thinking, like, you know, my artwork is never, it's not never, but it's gonna have a hard time selling, that's for sure. Because, you know, my artwork isn't beautiful by any means. Like, people aren't gonna look at my art and just be like, man, I really want this in my home. They have to have like some sort of emotional connection with it. Those are usually the people that want to buy my art, that they're able to connect to it in some way. And it's not like it's a beautiful piece where somebody's just like, oh, I want to hang this in my house, in my living room. A lot of my artwork is very uncomfortable, and it's not necessarily something that people want to interact with all day, every day. And so, like, you know, I started thinking about that, kind of coming to that realization. And it's okay. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm an artist. At the end of the day, I'm gonna do my thing regardless. But, you know, obviously if I can't make money, it's an issue. Because then, you know, my family is gonna continue looking at me, talk about stuff. I need to go to school, I need to start doing this, look into doing that. And I get it, because I know they mean well, but I'm doing something that's so much more than just making money. And I wish they understood that at times. What I'm doing is so much bigger than that. And that's something they may not be able to see now. But in truth, I think it might be one of those things where they may not be able to see the vision that I have until after I'm gone. Which is something I don't really care about too much, as long as they're able to see the vision eventually. And it might be one of those cases like Vincent van Gogh, where maybe my artwork is just it's for a generation that hasn't been born yet. If that's the case, then I really got to step my game up, because I want my artwork to not just be for the people who are alive right now, but for multiple generations. I think I'm pretty much done with the shirt. Just a plain white shirt. Yeah. Well, this is what I have so far. Hold on, let me see if I can just... There you go. Don't mind the Wendy's cup. I was thirsty. This is what I have. This is what I got so far. I think I might end it at this point. I have some other things to do, but I will pick up back on this probably at some point before I end up going to sleep. I'll probably go to sleep maybe around 2 a.m. That way I can get a couple hours of sleep before I have to go back to work. But thank you for staying to the end of this video. I will be out. I will pop out with more content soon. Just please be patient. Yeah.